Welcome back, and the speculation has been put to rest in the national capital. The Delhi government has decided to reopen schools in a phased manner from next month. Classes 9 to 12 will return to classrooms from the 1st of September, whereas schools will reopen for classes 6 to 8 from the 8th of September. The decision was arrived at after a meeting between the Delhi government officials and Delhi Disaster Management Authority based on recommendation from an expert panel.
दिल्ली में स्कूल, कॉलेज, कोचिंग एक्टिविटीज़ शुरू की जाएं, पूरी सावधानी के साथ शुरू की जाएं और ख़ास तौर से जब स्कूल की बात आए तो धीरे धीरे शुरू की जाएं। तो 1 सितंबर से दिल्ली में 9वीं से 12वीं के स्कूल और उस एज ग्रुप के बच्चों की कोचिंग या उससे बड़े बच्चों की कोचिंग सेंटर्स और साथ साथ सभी कॉलेजेस खोलने के लिए इजाज़त दे दी जाएगी। बच्चों को स्कूल बुलाने के लिए पेरेंट्स की परमिशन ज़रूरी होगी और अगर पेरेंट्स की परमिशन नहीं है तो किसी बच्चे को फोर्स नहीं किया जाएगा या उसको उसके एवज में उसकी एब्सेंट काउंट नहीं किया जाएगा।
Rupashri Nanda with more details. Much needed relief, Rupashri, because many parents were asking when are schools going to open. But for the early years and primary, there still seems to be some time before they would open it up below class 6.
Absolutely, Anand. In fact, that question was asked to Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, and he said that the decision on that is going to be taken only after learning from the experience that is gathered after the schools reopen on the 1st of September. There will be a very detailed SOP also issued to all schools from the Delhi Disaster Management Authority. Apart from that, every school is also free to decide on its own COVID appropriate behavior and protocol, and the school is free to take its own decision depending upon the circumstances. We did ask the Deputy Chief Minister, what if a child suddenly is detected COVID positive or falls sick? Do you have a rapid response system in order to take care of that child and ensure that the disease does not spread further? So to that he replied that a detailed SOP will be issued. The other important point to note over here is that when Delhi government had reached out to parents for their opinions, an overwhelming majority, that is 70%, actually said that they wanted schools to reopen. Regarding vaccinations, Delhi Deputy Chief Minister said that when it comes to Delhi government school teachers and staff, 90% of them have already received their first doses, and the rest also are going to receive very soon. And for private schools also, that number or percentage is significant, even though it is not 100%. So yes, a very bold decision taken by the DDMA today. It was a consensual decision, as the Delhi Deputy Chief Minister said. As economic activities have reopened, educational activities must also be reopened, and offline education is actually cannot be substituted or cannot be an alternative for online education.
Yeah, and this is actually more critical for the junior schools because of the cognitive development in the early years, which many experts believe, educational experts believe, is critical for the overall holistic growth of a child. But yes, campus interactions and what is the learning which is happening beyond just the academic learning is also very, very significant. So welcome news there, but we are also looking forward to see whether or not the gap between jabs is reduced before Teachers' Day, and then there is a huge number of people who are also getting vaccinated, especially the teaching staff and the school enabling staff who also get their second doses. With that, we queue up Sanjeevni. The vaccination pace has really picked up. We've crossed 61 crore vaccinations, and more importantly, today, as of 5 p.m., more than 79 lakh vaccinations have already been administered. So that means this becomes the highest week with more than 4.4 crore vaccinations between the 21st and the 27th of August. And in the month of August itself already, we have more than 15 crore doses that have been administered. So this is the biggest vaccination month for the nation so far overall. Runjun Sharma joining us with more details. Runjun, so clearly this is the pace of vaccination is picking up. Now we'd have to see if a call is taken on reducing the gap too, so that the round of second doses can be picked up.
Absolutely, Anand. Firstly, it's been a very, very significant week. Firstly, like you pointed out, we've crossed the 61 crore vaccination mark. More importantly, now 50% of the entire population in the country has been vaccinated with one dose. This is a big, big milestone. Today, again, we've crossed the 79 lakh mark just till about 5 p.m. today. This is expected to go up till about 9 p.m. This evening, Anand. So it could, in fact, be a big jump from the previous landmarks and milestones that we've seen in India. Yes, as far as the Covishield dose gap is concerned, it is on the cards that the government could reduce it. Remember, the thought process of the government behind it is science. It is backed by more research which is coming in from several countries. For example, in the UK, they've revised their AstraZeneca dose gap back to 8 weeks. For many reasons, one being that it works well on the Delta variant, which has been creating havoc across the world. So hopefully this also will be done very soon, Anand.
Well, thank you for your inputs, Runjhun, and let's take that question forward to with Dr. Rajesh Chawla, Senior Consultant, Pulmonology and Critical Care, Indraprastha Apollo Hospitals, New Delhi. Dr. Chawla, good to speak to you again. Namaste. And it's on a very encouraging day. We may just see the highest number of vaccine administered in a single day by 9 p.m. this evening, because we are nearly about 79 lakh doses administered till about 5 p.m. And what a week this has been, close to 4.5 crore doses. It's no mean achievement for any nation to be able to achieve this.
Yeah, I think that's a very, very good news. And if we continue like this, probably we can really either avoid or it will be a very, very mild third wave. So, and as you were saying, the schools are opening, the people are becoming, because 50% of the population has at least received one jab, and I hope by December most of the population has received 2 jabs. And as you were discussing, if they reduce the gap, then probably the second dose can also be given. And as you know, after the second dose, the chances of getting a severe infection is very less.
One jab is better than no jab, and 2 jabs is perhaps ideal in terms of trying to avoid a serious long COVID kind of a scenario. But are you also encouraged that by the fact that overall we are seeing a big dip in vaccine hesitancy?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, you said overall there is a dip in the vaccine
hesitancy.
Absolutely. You know, when you have 79 lakhs people getting in one day, that means now the public wants it, and they know from the past experience of few months, the people who had vaccine, they are not getting. And, you know, with the Sero survey showing the high prevalence in most of the country except Kerala and some other states, and the vaccination being there, this is really a good news. And they should push up more, and so that by December most of the population is vaccinated.
And from 2 vaccines, do you think we are also now quickly going to move to about 4 or 5 vaccines which will be available?
Absolutely. The Zydus coming, the Johnson. So when we have more and more jabs available, people are motivated. The government has already created machinery. A lot of private sector is also chipping in. So I think the number is going to be very large in one day. I think this is going to be crossed, this 79 lakhs. Probably this would be more by 9 p.m. And then in the coming days, we should see more. And that will be very encouraging and motivating for the rest of the public that now they need to go, because most of the public is going for it.
True. And, you know, what are your thoughts in terms of mixing vaccines or this cocktail of vaccines?
I think for the time being, we should not mix whatever the evidence is. When the jabs are available, when we know there is evidence that it does save you from severe infection and prevents infection in most of them, and only the mild infection in few, we should go for this. And this mixing business, once we have more evidence, then only we should do. And the same is the story for the booster. When we have evidence that we require booster, I predict probably this would be required, and this would be a business. Probably we have to create the vaccination setup for some more time before most of the population is vaccinated.
Now, many people are concerned with the onset of the third wave and its direct, proportion or direct correlation with the Delta variant. What is your opinion there?
No, Delta variant is already there. Delta variant was responsible for the second wave as well. So, unless the mutation occurs in the Delta variant and a new strain come up, then probably we have a problem. If the Delta variant is the second wave, although it has not been tested in many of the individuals, but it is predicted that many of these patients got the Delta variant infection. And even in Kerala, it is the Delta variant which is causing problem, and that is still a second wave. And so far, the Lambda variant is not in India, and I hope it doesn't come. It is there in African countries and other countries. But I think if the vaccination is done, it does prevent the severe infection. Most of it, they have seen that except for the Pfizer, most of the other vaccines, they do have an efficacy against the Delta variant. So we should not worry, we should get the jab. That's more important.
Well, in Delhi, there has been a sharp drop in the total number of cases. Even the testing labs are saying that the demand or the number of tests which were being conducted or people who had come for getting tested because they were showing symptoms, there has been a big drop. Let's hope that trend remains even when the schools open, and let's hope that children can go back to school at all levels very, very soon. It's a matter of perhaps a month or 45 days. Thank you very much, Dr. Rajesh Chawla. Always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you. Now, some questions that come to mind are sanitizers harmful? Do vaccines modify our DNA? Do they infect us with COVID-19? Well, there's a space where all these kind of queries can now be very easily answered. As part of Network 18 and Federal Bank's initiative Sanjeevani, a WhatsApp helpline has been launched. All you have to do is WhatsApp on the number 7977773753 and you'll promptly receive your answers, information that's been verified and cross-checked. So go ahead, WhatsApp your questions on COVID-19 and get all the information you need. The number is 7977773753. Well, quick update. There's strife within the Congress party, not just in Chhattisgarh, but also in Punjab, where the fight between Amrinder Singh and Navjot Sidhu has taken a fresh turn. Sidhu issued an ultimatum to the Congress High Command for freedom to make his own decisions. This happened last evening. And this morning, his close aide and the person who he had appointed as advisor, Malvinder Singh Mali, stepped down from that position of advisor to Navjot Sidhu after state in charge Harish Rawat had called for his resignation. And now, while Sonia Gandhi has been briefed over this internal tussle, Harish Rawat maintains that the situation is currently under control.
और आज भी मैं हाईकमांड ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕੋ ਗੱਲ ਕਹਿ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਮਾਡਲ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਆਸਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਖਰਾ ਉਤਰੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਅਗਲੇ ਸਾਲ 20 ਸਾਲ ਰਾਜਨੀਤੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਾਂਗਰਸ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਊਂ ਲੇਕਿਨ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਿਰਣੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੈਣ ਦਿਓਗੇ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ क्योंकि निर्णय लेने के बिना 10वीं घोड़ा बन के कोई फायदा नहीं
सब गलत है यार।
अपनी बात कहना व्यक्ति के या कुछ व्यक्तियों के या विधायकों के अपने लोकतांत्रिक अधिकार में है, लेकिन उस पर क्या निर्णय लेना है यह अधिकार केवल कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट को है। और प्रत्येक व्यक्ति ने पंजाब कांग्रेस के टाइम एंड अगेन इस बात को कहा है जो कांग्रेस प्रेसिडेंट का निर्णय होगा वो हमको मान्य होगा। और जो मुझसे मिलने विधायक गण आए थे उन्होंने भी यही बात कही।
नवजोत सिंह सिद्धू खुद दूध के धुले नहीं हैं। जहां तक भारत के विरोधी विचार का सवाल है, खुद नवजोत सिंह सिद्धू जी इस प्रकार के विचार से ओतप्रोत है। ये वही सिद्धू जी हैं जिन्होंने कमर बाजवा को गले से लगाया था और जिन्होंने कहा था जीवे जीवे मेरा यार इमरान खान, जीवे जीवे पाकिस्तान। और आज एक भी आवाज सिद्धू जी के मुंह से आलोचना की अपने एडवाइजर के लिए निकली नहीं है। आज हम यह भी डिमांड करते हैं केवल एडवाइजर के रेजिग्नेशन देने से काम नहीं चलेगा। सिद्धू भी इस पे माफी मांगे और राहुल गांधी जी इस पे जवाब दे कि आखिरकार कांग्रेस पार्टी के एडवाइजर ऐसे कैसे हैं जो कश्मीर को भारत का हिस्सा नहीं मानते।
Pallavi Ghosh back with us on the phone line. He said he will shake the party's foundations, but the very foundations he was laying now seem to be shaken a bit for Navjot Singh Sidhu. Will this be seen as a setback?
But Anand, it's going to have ramifications not just in Punjab, but also at a national level narrative. Because Sidhu was handpicked by the Gandhi siblings, and the silence of the Gandhis, the silence of the Congress party at the centre is very ominous. And it certainly gives credence to the BJP's argument that, why is it that Sidhu is not being pulled up? And Sidhu remains brazen. In fact, if you remember, Anand, even as he was meeting his advisors on the day the comment became public and there was a disapproval about it, he comes out to make a tweet where he takes pot shots at the captain. So even his comments earlier today where he says that I should be given a free hand as far as the High Command is concerned, these are telltale signs that how things are going to get even more difficult for the Congress party, not just at the state, but also at the central level, largely also because of Navjot Singh Sidhu.
True, and in the meantime, Harish Rawat has also expressed his opinion to be relieved of the duties of Punjab state in charge because he wants to turn his attentions toward Uttarakhand, where again it's a divided lot and Harish Rawat is trying to stake claim and establish his leadership within the Congress party. Pallavi Ghosh, thank you for your inputs. With that, it's a wrap of this edition of The Nation at 5. Stay with us. Brass Tacks with Zaka after the break.